Hello and welcome to week number 31, straight diving into the weekly calendar. We're starting off the week with the US ISM manufacturing data. I'm looking at USDJPY in correlation with yields and what the whole market structure is. I'm going to overlay this for you with the yield curve, just so you get a feeling for what is driving that pair currently, or the lack of it for so. And yield divergence. Sorry, the yield curve is telling you that it should be really coming lower in terms of what we had with the correlations. Now, recently it's been decoupled a little bit, but I'm still thinking that USDJPY has got a little bit of a leg to catch down lower. And I would like to use a few events throughout the week to express that view. As long as USDJPY stays about 111, I'm very interested to short it on using one or two events. So the first event I'll be using to short is the US ISM manufacturing. The second event I'll be shorting it with would be the US ISM services on Wednesday, and the last event I'll be shorting with is the unemployment rate, or the NFP, on Friday. The reason is, I understand, is that the Fed will not budge on any particular NFP print. So if it prints over 1 million or 2 million, I don't think they will necessarily create any positive feedback loop from the Fed, as they're quite stable on the way they want to progress in terms of the tapering. That's what they told us last week. They also installed a new repo facility specifically for foreign investment, foreign institutions, financial institutions, and it feels like that they're pumping a little bit more USD liquidity in the market, and I think USDJPY will react negatively to that. Again, my cutoff point would be about 111. That's sort of like a stretch of the weekly ATR. I'm hoping we'll come nowhere close to that and get some decent levels to short off that in there. So that's the only proper trade idea I've got next week, but it will be 2 or 3 good important volatility pockets. Another one I'd like to look at is the NZD USD. So on Tuesday evening, my time evening, and based on London time, depends where you are now, could change. You have the unemployment data through, and that unemployment print will be extremely important because it will be the last one ahead of the next RBNZ meeting, and markets are thinking maybe the RBNZ wants to start on the first rate hike, and that employment data print could be a biggie that will cause volatility. I'm not sure which way we'll be printing, but you're pretty much guaranteed a good 40-50 pip move within a short period of time span after that print comes out. So definitely be ready. Ahead of that, you have the RBA statement. I have a pattern that I play with GBAUD every single time RBA has a statement. So I'll be using that out of my toolbox to trade that on Tuesday afternoon, which I will be discussing later on in the room. And the other event which I think will spark volatility is obviously the BOE announcement on the Thursday. Again, nothing new is expected from BOE for them to move GBUSD particularly, but there's 1 or 2 patterns I like to play that comes after the event that usually tends to play out around the London fix, which I'll be looking to deploy next week Thursday ahead of the NFP. So it's three things I want to look at. You want to look at USDJPY, in my opinion, should drag lower next week. You have NZD moving quite generously on Tuesday evening, and you got GBP moving on your Thursday on the BOE announcement, which I'll be interested in to trade. That's all I wanted to cover. A bit shorter video today. We're starting next month, in the first month, end of sort of dragging out the summertime as well. There's not a lot of volatility. In my opinion, most of volatility and most of the trades should usually come together first week of August, and then the rest of the month is going to be extremely dull and boring to trade. So I'm trying to get very active beginning of next week, and I'm probably going to slow things down as the month progresses, and then we start trading our September events and the swing trades. They're going to be more fun again, but it's sort of the mindset I put myself into. That's all I wanted to talk about today. Thank you very much, and wishing you all a very profitable week. Thank you. Bye now.